Now tonight we are joined by one man who believes that a society hides its best men and women till the right time. But what happens when this right time is so short-lived? My guest tonight is the former KACC director, Professor PLO Lumumba. Professor, let me ask you.
Yes.
Do you feel somebody out there is out to betray your cause?
Let me tell you, Kev.
Yes.
The demise of the saints and crusaders of truth at the hand of vicious gladiators to satisfy a corrupt Roman leadership was more tragedy than my mere circumstance of betrayal.
Oh my.
But today, just as was then, the children of the promise draw satisfaction from the fact that the Exodus did not end with the departure of Moses.
What do you mean? My God, what do you mean?
Continua.
Professor, how did you feel when people say that, well, your sermon of incorruptibility had been put to test? How did you feel? Tell me.
By your inquiry, Kev.
Oh my, yes.
I call to mind the words of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who said that there is no amount of reparation that is adequate for a soul that serves a lifetime in servitude.
Oh, yes.
And I ask you, what amount of servitude is worse than being castigated for a virtue you hold so dearly? And to that, I shall not yield.
Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Now, Professor, now that you were sacked, oh my, what next? Tell
Mind
me.
your words, Kev. I was not sacked.
Oh, really?
The siege as witnessed against the Anti-Corruption Czar and the office of the Director of the Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission
Yes.
was by no means against the incorruptible person of PLO Lumumba.
Oh my.
And verily, verily, I say unto you, that when history books give account of this,
Keep going.
the corrupt will not have survived to read those pages.
Oh, yes.
As for what is next for me, you better watch this space.
You're a funny man, Professor PLO. Of course, I admire your account, but there are those who say that there are so many squirrels dashing through the corridors of Integrity Center. Were you distracted from the pursuit of the antelope?
Let me tell you, Kev. Yes, I have seen some genetically modified squirrels that crisscross the echelons of power with intention to entice and trap the pursuers of the antelope.
Oh, yes.
But mine has been a realm where the elephant blocks the entrance and your chase of the antelope becomes meaningless.
And Professor, when this truth is finally out and Kenyans are ready to fight corruption, will you feel vindicated? I mean, and when will that be? Tell me.
Kev, you remember it was the wise philosopher Publius Tacitus Cornelius.
I'm familiar with this philosopher, yes.
Who said that truth is confirmed by inspection and delay.
Oh my.
Falsehood by haste and uncertainty. And in these circumstances in which I find myself enveloped,
Keep going.
I am reminded of peace and tranquility to which mental and moral excellence are a prerequisite.
Professor PLO Lumumba.
Yes.
Many thanks for joining us tonight. And of course, we wish you the very best as you fight corruption elsewhere. Your English was amazing. Didn't understand much of it. But you looked like you knew what you were saying.
That is the way of the old Rome.
Oh my. Just when you think you're about to nail them, you realize they have the hammer and they are coming right after you. Folks, that's just the way it is. Remember to subscribe to XYZ's new YouTube channel on www.youtube.com/The XYZ Show Official.